So just like I told you earlier today, I was mainly looking and watching for the weekly candle close to confirm if you know that the close is going to be good or not when it comes to XRP. We did have a weekly candle close. It wasn't the best weekly candle close. It was right around roughly $2.35. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's kind of neutral at this moment. Now looking at this on the daily view. So we did have a ton of support formed down here. This goes all the way back to the 4th of the month, all the way up until about roughly the 8th of the month. Now, I would love for this entire support zone to be maintained. This is around like $2.19. So we should hold this technically if we are going to have this be our bottom on XRP. And then in terms of the daily view, the main thing that we should be looking at with a daily candle close is just to close over $2.64. So again, very good reaction off of those lows. I would like to see a little bit more out of XRP. And this week, I'm mainly watching for us to close over these previous highs. Flip the support zone that we had, pretty much held all the way back in July up until recently, which is right around $2.74. After we get a nice daily candle close over that, we start to build a floor around those lows. We can start to look at some of the other previous highs going all the way back to July. So again, pretty good reaction here. Nothing too crazy. We don't have any major confirmation of XRP flipping bullish yet on this chart, but this is a very, very good start. Now in this video, I want to talk about the tidal wave that is coming to XRP, and this is all based around institutional flows. We already know that 2025 has been the year where institutional players are racing to this space. Everyone wants a piece of the space, whether it be through ETFs, whether it be through stablecoin offerings, or even tokenization offerings. They want to get in on crypto. Now, the biggest piece of the puzzle here is what old coins, what projects are they looking into? And I think that a very big signal and clear confirmation of what projects they are, really kind of going after is ETF filings. Obviously, around XRP, we already have a lot of, announcements around adoption of the XRP ledger through tokenization and payments and even stablecoin, initiatives. But ETFs are also stacked high around XRP, which we will be talking about in this video. But I want to start off this video talking about a few things happening around the XRP ledger side. So over the last couple of days, it has come to my attention that we are now witnessing more and more users having money frozen on exchanges like Maxi. This is a big issue, and it's an issue that plagues the crypto space. It's at a time where these exchanges are not fully regulated. It's a big issue. This is why when I've always mentioned if you wanted to hold your crypto in custody, it could be cold storage. It doesn't matter where you are holding it. Never hold it on these exchanges. Now, I will say, iTrust Capital does offer a premium custody account, which provides you institutional grade custody. This is a US-based company with live client service and support. And you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 on this platform, which is a closed-loop system that is extremely secure with low fees. We could also see here that iTrust Capital does provide you with every single thing that you possibly need when you are buying, selling, or holding crypto on their platform. If you guys do want to sign up with a premium custody account today, you guys are more so welcome to do so through my link that is down in the description below. If you deposit $1,000, you get $100 funding bonus on top of it. And with that being said, let's jump back on into the video. We just got an update on the 6th. This is coming from Cointelegraph, and we have update XRP ledger sees 21,595 new wallets. In just 2 days, highest network growth in 8 months. And this is per sentiment. Here we have those new XRP wallets. This is actually higher than where we were back in July, which is telling us something big might be happening behind the scenes. A lot of these spikes tell us that either one, a project that is building on the XRP ledger, is starting to see increased adoption. More individuals are tapping into, dApps just on the XRP ledger, utilizing the XRP ledger for DeFi initiatives. Whatever the case may be, this is showing us that there is a lot of interest on the network side, which we love to see. And this is just one of many recent announcements that I've been really kind of seeing around the XRP ledger with, increased growth. But this is definitely a big one to focus on. Now also Ripple Swell was definitely a big event. We've been talking about it for the last couple of days. And I saw a great post from vet_x0, which did include Stephen McClurg from Canary Capital. And we have here, I like the ETF session at Ripple Swell. Way to think about XRP is to think about the XRP ledger. It's financial rails, a competitor to Wall Street. Check this out. Really the way to think about XRP is to think about the XRP ledger. And what that is financial rails. Think about it as a competition to the financial system, a competition to Wall Street. It's the rails in the ecosystem that will help drive global payments. One of the reasons why I got into crypto, by the way, was I was an emerging market bond manager years and years ago. One of the things that I noticed in trading bonds and analyzing sovereign countries is the number of remittances that go back to certain countries. Some countries are massive, and the charges, the fees that are on top of people going overseas, working hard, sending money back to their family, and they're getting taken for anywhere between 8 to 15%. Really, the way to think about XRP is to think about and this is 100% correct. Right, like when we think about a lot of these networks in this space, they are becoming crucial rails that could 100% steal major dominance away from these big players like Wall Street. And this has always been the focus. We've talked about this for years and years and years. It's the number one reason why the Internet of Value has always been a huge spotlight on, this channel, and also even around the XRP ledger, because again, we know that the traditional financial system is broken. It needs to be fixed, and crypto is the best way to fix it. Now also, Stephen McClurg has been very bullish on XRP over the last I would say the last 12 months at least, right? And that's because also they do have an XRP ETF filing that they're waiting to see approved. We have here from Coin Bureau breaking at Ripple swell. Canary Capital CEO Stephen McClurg said that we are ready to launch the XRP ETF next week. That's right, this week. Now, is that going to be the case? It's hard to say for certain. In my opinion, with the government shutdown, with things happening around the SEC, it's unknown on what could happen. But I wouldn't write off the idea of something big happening this week, especially with that big spike happening on the XRP ledger. Because again, the last time that we saw a big spike like this, we were pushing to that high going all the way back to July, where we did hit about almost $3.67. So again, pretty interesting note here. But also, if we do remember what Stephen McClurg did say on Paul Barron Network's YouTube channel, have here Canary Capital CEO says XRP ETF can do $5 billion in the first month and can outperform Ethereum from pure financial services. This is a very big statement coming from an ETF filer for XRP, because again, it shows us how bullish they are on XRP and also what they are looking at in terms of the overall outlook here on performance. So check this out. Into this, the Ripple ETF or XRP ETF approval odds right now on Polymarket hovering at around 86%. So one of its highest points, but it looks like this is going to happen. What is the likelihood of the timing for this right now? I would guess that XRP would probably be this year. Either Eric or James from Bloomberg simply said, well, if there's futures at Coinbase, then you probably get an ETF in 2025. Your statement at that time was $5 billion in the first month. Are you still holding to that? Do you think that's a possibility? I really am. Would say after Bitcoin, XRP is probably the most well-known on Wall Street and on finance circles. And then ETH is actually probably number 3. So if you think about it that way, I do believe that XRP could potentially outperform ETH just from pure financial services standpoint. Now it's hard to say exactly what he means by pure financial services. Obviously, is it just demand? Yeah, sure, but I also think that he is kind of giving us an insight on just how much more efficient the XRP ledger is compared to Ethereum, which is something that we've always talked about on this channel. And also, even when it comes back to some of the other networks like Hedera, for example. But again, $5 billion in the first month. That is a huge vote of confidence from Canary Capital CEO. I'm excited to see the first major spot-based XRP ETF go live in the US from a very well-known name, because I do think that it could set records for the space. And I also think that it's going to severely impact